Hello, this is Steve. This is my business partner, Austin. And today we're going to talk about how do you find these businesses that don't have good Google business profiles? Where do you find them? Where do you look? How do you do it? Well, one thing that we probably haven't mentioned is that we use Google
GMB everywhere.
GMB everywhere. That's exactly what it is. And that gives us these categories. If you ever wonder why we get the categories and you don't, that's exactly why. And there's a bunch of different softwares out there, but honestly, you really don't need any softwares to get started. And don't let that be a crutch that say, oh, I can't get started till I get this or get that. Don't do that. Just get started. Uh, so let's look just here. And dentists are usually well put together. That's why we picked it. They know what they're doing. They hire people. That type of thing. So they're usually put together well. If we look at Annapolis dentists, like this first one for categories, all I see is dentist, and it's possible that that's all he does, but I don't think it's likely. I bet you he does a lot of these other things that he's just missing on here. Even let's see. Let's just take a quick look. Let's see if we can find something more. All right, let's get a look at the services he does and see if he's missing something. Oh, he does all kinds of stuff. So you can see from this that he's missing a bunch of opportunities on Google Business Profile. Now, he would be a very hard one to get the business from because he's actually ranking 1 right now. So he's got 838 outstanding reviews, and so he's probably not moving out of that spot. So even though we found something that would work great for him, he's not going to probably hire you because he's already doing great. But you can see that, if I went down this list, I could find some little thing out of all of them. Whether it's not having enough images, photos in their Google Business Profile, posting. We talked about that. 2 posts a week is good. 5 posts a week is great if you can do that. And if somebody hires you up, do the 5, do the extra. What kind of stuff do we look for? There's a lot of different things that businesses do. Some of them don't even have a business description. A lot of them have messed up the categories or subcategories. Some of them don't have hours posted. Let's just look at this one. Okay, this one does a nice job there. Another thing, if you are working with a business, make sure to get their holidays marked as off if they're not working. Google cares about that. And if they're thinking you're working and they're trying to send you business and you can't take it, that will end up hurting you pretty badly if they catch that. We're looking recently at a HVAC person, and in their category, and if this is somebody that does a lot of services, all they had was contractor. So they were missing out on all of the extra things. And dentists do a lot of extra things too. So if they only have dentists up there, they're missing out on a lot. I can almost guarantee you that almost every one of these is missing something that they could have used as a subcategory, unless they're all the way up to 10. Most of these dentists do a lot of things. And in this market too, it does look like they've got a lot of categories in there, but let's look up Mr. Ritter. This would be a good one to go to if he's missing a few things. He's got fantastic reviews, 402 and a 5-star. I mean, that's unbelievably great. Let's look at his website really quick, see what we find. So he does a nice job of. I personally don't love the throwing this onto somebody because that first instinct is generally to click off. But he's got Annapolis in there. That's very good. And instead of having a call to us, he gave you that page coming up there, You know, you can argue what's better, what's not. I would rather have just a call to us button where we click ourselves, because like I said, every time I get something like that, I click right off of that. But you can see, so he's doing a pretty good job. But so all as he had was dentist. So all you out there that have dentist as a market, call on this person, because look at all the things that he does. Implant, that's where they make a huge amount of money. He's missing that. Cosmetic dentistry, huge amount of money. Restaurant, I mean, these are huge bucks, and you know, you can spend 10,000, 20,000 on some of this stuff. So uh, this is a huge opportunity for somebody out there. That's a huge mistake that they're not, you know, catching that, and they're not having that as a subcategory. So you can see that it's not as hard as you would think, even in a big market. And we just randomly picked this. We had not even looked through one thing before we started this. Uh, and you know, you'll see plenty of them that either don't have a website or they don't have it linked. You know, you can help with that. Just generally, you can get in helping people get their Google business profile right, and then doing it, you know, getting a monthly retainer because you're putting in pictures and posts every single day. You'll find a lot of these that they put stuff up right when they start, and then that's it. They don't add to it. So um, let's just look at one here. Let's seem like they've got this pretty well done. Okay, so let's look at the reviews. This is another thing that this is something you can do for them. They should be responding to every single review. Every single one needs a response. Google loves that. They don't do that. That's another thing you add to your services. So these, you know, someone like this dentist would easily pay you over $1,000 a month to get this tightened up, get this better, and it's way worth it to them. They're going to make that up easily. Let's see, what other things can we pick up on here? I'll pick on somebody soon. How about Albert Lee? 5 stars for 178. That's amazing. He's got 3 things listed there. Look up his website really quick. All right, you can tell from what we've talked about already that the website is not great. Yeah, I think he tried, but you can do so much better. And the one good thing he did put is he put Annapolis dentist, which is good, but contact Annapolis MD dentist office is not good. That, you know, that is not a clear call to action. I don't know which dentist am I supposed to contact and why. You know, we need a clear call to action, and we should have a button here to call us. It looks like he might have hired somebody out to do this. I'm having trouble reading it, but
dental website by dental revenue.
oh yeah, so he hired somebody to do this, and like I'll tell you, like I would tell the customers, don't hire somebody to do this job, that to do your website, that doesn't know marketing. Marketing is all that matters. The only thing that matters when somebody comes to this website is to get the call, to get your customer started. This is not.
Is the new patient's number the same as the current patient's? Up there.
Yeah, so we got 2 numbers up there for new patients, current patients. They're exactly the same. Like, this is just not. It doesn't ring professionalism from somebody who's obviously a super great professional. I mean, 5 stars for 178 is amazing, but you can help them, and you can help them a lot. And there's just simple things. So what is this?
And that's I think that's for the if you want to embed it on something else.
Yeah. We got the phone number, address looks all right. So, yeah, so you can see people absolutely love this dentist. And would it be worth it to him to pay $1,000 a month to get things tied up better? And he doesn't have to worry about those things. You do it for him. It's absolutely worth it. And it's not even close. I mean, this person here is making an unbelievable amount of money. Paying you $1,000 a month is absolutely nothing to them. It does look like he does a good job of getting reviews, though. So there's, he's got a lot going for him, but he's also got a lot to work on. All right, let's look at the Google Maps search. And if we see anything there. So let's just look up, let's go to another market here. I'll go someplace that out of the blue. How about Franklin, Tennessee, plumber. Let's just see what we come up with here. If we see anything else that looks interesting. I just wanted you to know that no matter what market you look in, no matter what thing, you'll find ones in every single thing you look in. You'll find some trouble. Wow, this place has 9,700 reviews. Quite amazing. Plumbing Pro. All right, let's look up Donwood. See what that looks like. So you can see a lot of these don't have a lot. A lot of them just have a small amount of pictures, not much else. Let's see how he probably had somebody create his website for him, so we'll see that. Okay, and so this would be the type of website I'm talking about, that most likely he hired somebody to do this. And the people that create websites, they make them look very nice, but they're very impractical. This one doesn't tell me it's in Franklin. Doesn't really give me, new home construction. This looks like a plumbing company. I'm confused. Okay, now I get some plumbing, but you can see where you want to take away confusion right away. You want to say, that you do plumbing in Franklin and give the call to action. And we just keep coming up with new things here, and I don't like any of them. So you want to make this clear, easy to understand, and get your call. This is going to be distracting. No call for me. So you can find stuff everywhere you go. Google Business Profile, people need. Plumbers make a lot of money as well. They've got a lot of jobs that are way into the, in the thousands. You can, for a new, replumb the house. I mean, that's huge money. So there's a lot of money to be made here. These remodeling jobs cost a lot. So one of the things, if you can find unclaimed listings, there's people, obviously those people need your need your help very badly, but you probably won't be able to reach them by email because they probably don't have one. But you can, in different markets, you'll definitely see that not everybody claim their listing, and that's a big problem. I just quickly see if I found anything here like that. But you see how this person did a nice job of getting a lot of categories in. I'm not a huge fan of the service establishment category because that doesn't mean a whole lot. So you can see just by this that they missed some things that I know if it's a plumber and drainage, I know I could find other stuff I could have listed there. Plumber, electric, HVAC. So this person does a lot. I know there's a lot more to be had. Me and Austin work with somebody who does this exact same thing in a different market, and we were easily able to fill into 10 categories. We could have even filled in more. All right, let's look up Sexton Plumbing. see what we find there. Not going to go too much more into depth in it, other than just to show you that there's a lot of opportunity out there. So at least they got an address. They do have all this looks okay. Let's look up claim the business.
Okay, so it's unclaimed.
So this business here is unclaimed. And you can see that, there's a lot of money in this market. He doesn't even know enough to claim his business. If you have some way to reach this person, that is worth a ton of money. So they're missing out on everything. Even their picture is just something that Google put up there that, what does this even mean? Okay, there's a parking lot with some cars in it. That's great, So there's a ton of money to be made there if you just look hard enough. Any of those you can find like that. The problem is getting to the person. This one you might either have to call them or reach them in person if you can, maybe in the mail. But if he gets a negative review, he can't respond to it. There's just so many problems. If somebody else claimed his review or claimed his business, which happens, it's a real pain to undo that. It can be done, but it takes a long time, and it's not worth it when you can just claim it yourself. Look through businesses that have no reviews. That'll probably be a smaller market. You can still find them in some bigger ones, but if you find some with no reviews, here we go. Monster has one. That's an excellent one to reach out to and tell them how much these reviews matter. They're leaving a bunch of money on the table by not getting that fixed up. Monster Plumbing right there. And you just simply write out, I noticed you seem to do an excellent business, because the one review you have was excellent, but that's the only one. We know people leave negative ones. I can show you how to improve that, and in change that will get you a bunch of extra business. So just really simple stuff, and it doesn't take a lot to do. You can do it fairly easily, and I'm going to turn it over to Austin at this point to finish this off.
Okay, I think we're running late, so I'm gonna run no huddle. Facebook business groups. If you can find a local Facebook business group, they're good, because a lot of local business owners use those, and it's just a good place to access people and say, like, if you need help with your GBP or something like that, or if someone's posting about their company, you can comment and say, something. Just don't make it too salesy. Try to make it seem like it's a little more personal. You can also use Chamber of Commerce just to meet people. Sometimes it's expensive to go to, but even if you go to the site, you can usually find a member directory to go through the list and see if you can get their email or number or something like that, and just Google their name and see what their GPP and their website's like. And you can even you can usually go to events, but sometimes either they're rare or expensive. You can just go through, when you're driving to your town, just notice random local companies that you find that that you never heard of, that you can look up and see, they're really not doing that much business, really. Just make sure to remember, write down their name, their email, their phone number when you're looking for a lead. It's easier online, obviously, because you can just copy it to some Google Docs, Google form thing. You got anything else?
No, the one thing I like that you brought up is the Chamber of Commerce. And when you go to the Chamber of Commerce, have a list, whether you got it written down or in your mind, of businesses that haven't claimed their business profile or that have really low reviews, and make an effort to talk to them, at the end of the day, and say, hey, I noticed you only have one review. I can help with that. That's my business. That's what I do. and then that just gets your foot in the door. They already know that not only do you do that, but you've researched it. It helps. So that's all I got.
All right. That's it.
All right. Thanks for coming in. And if you can hit the like button and subscribe, we would really appreciate it. We try not to ask much about it because that gets old with people saying smash the like button. Everybody gets sick of that. But if you could hit the like and subscribe, it would help us out a lot. It would keep us going, and we're doing this for you. So if you could just help us a little bit, it'd be appreciated. See you tomorrow.